Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you another weekend update. We're going to jump right into this, boy, all kinds of things. We've got Dire Mall Live, Hollow Zen, 8.3 data mining, all kinds of good stuff. Let's get right into this. And it's Dr. Fox back here with you along with Catch. He is sleeping over there. I'm not on camera today. That's all right. We've got some things to show you today and talk about. Classic Dire Mall has gone live in Classic. We've hit level 26 plus so far. Some will go, well, wait, Dr. Fox, I'm already maxed. Hey, that's great. I'm talking about these are my guild leveling characters. We only come in and level these when our guild's in. So we've been working on that. A lot of the others are still low, but something else that's kind of neat and exciting. For those that were wondering, yes, Hollow's End is live in Classic, but not quite as extensive in retail. You'll see here on the screen right now that I'm actually showing off retail on one of my very much lower leveled retail characters. I think probably one of my only other lowest retail alliance characters. I've still got a few horde left. But with that said, Hollow's End, of course, for those of you that really do know, and if any of you are interested in the lore, they can go into that much more in depth. But some of that really kind of just to celebrate the undead, or being able to be released from the scourge. It was this sort of big storyline for those of you that might know the lore, and I know I'm extremely keeping it brief on that aspect. There's so much more to it covered out there, so much better in other aspects as well. But it's really kind of interesting. There are a lot less quests. There are a few quest lines that will take you around. There are some that will either give you what we call a trick or a treat. And one of my guildies has been out there experimenting. And, of course, there are some great little more in-depth things that you can find always on Wowhead over there, absolutely. If we shift gears over to WoW Classic, of course, Hollow's End is live. There are a lot of 8.3 data mining. If you check out Hazelnuttygames' current almost Saturday vlog, she goes into it more depth. I would highly recommend that. I'll put that in the link as well below for you. She definitely covers that a lot better. We're not too far away now. I think I could finally officially say that we are under a month to go to the anniversary, which will get those anniversary dungeons coming, a chance at that Deathwing mount, and another little pet, and some other fun little things going on there as well. And to just kind of keep things brief this week in life, it's been very exhausting. And if it sounds like I'm tired, I'm exhausted. But I'm still trying to keep my spirits up the best I can, as I always try to do whenever I'm recording these updates. But it's been a very mentally and physically extremely joint pain, physically exhausting week. And then those would say, well, Dr. Fox, do this, do that. That's fine. It all works for some. Everyone's DNA works. It's similar, but not always exact. And we've come to know that all too well. With that said, though, I have excruciatingly been working very, very, very hard all week at digging an electrical trench to finally, after 2.5 years approximate now, to finally get to the point of being able to finally get an electrical trench, and that is going to give us so many positives here at the house. I won't go into too much detail on that right now, but it's been a long time coming, and I've been needing to get these electrical cables buried for so long, and then I've had some people say that they'll help, and then they never come through, and we know that things happen, and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just talking in general. It's been a very frustrating time, and so I've been out there every single night, literally at around dusk. Due to my skin condition, I can't be out in the major sun, even with high levels of SPF protection on me, or clothing and other aspects, and using like a sun hat and all these other aspects as well that become extremely hot very quickly, even in the cooler weather. And this is a good time to be working on it. But there's a lot of other things going on that aspect of it. I've been really stressed. I finally slept a tiny bit better last night that we finally finished the trench. I can thank a special thank you to my neighbor for them coming over to help me dig that last little bit that was frustrating me. and making it difficult for me to get through. I was doing it. And I'm just grateful it's finally over with, and I can take a breather today to just move my portable closet out of the way so we can prep for the box that's supposedly coming tomorrow. So if it shows that we are down, usually Monday is our guild day, but tomorrow is a very long, special day here at this house because the electricians are going to be working here for about a 10-hour time frame. So we may be without electricity for a good chunk of the day anyway. Just trying to prep the house for that, and there's a lot of other things going on with it. They're going to be thankfully rerouting the cable line as well, and a lot of other things going on here as well that I'm only briefly going to touch on. So we're going to kind of keep this fairly short today. One quick Q&A that did come in. Anything new, Dr. Fox, with Hollow's End this year? If you're referring to retail, most likely, there isn't. So this is a great year to play a little ketchup and mustard french fry. So that is something I would highly recommend if you haven't had the opportunity or you really would like to get those achievements, those pets, and other things like that. Remember, it starts at the fountain right there in the center of Stormwind. There is a gentleman there with a mask on, and you can take his quest and he'll bring you out to the front of Stormwind, and there's a fire going on there as well. There's a story behind the Wicker Man for the undead side as well, including one that also spans off from the Worgans as well, later on for Kata. So, and then for the Horde side, we're looking at the Undercity, or as my friends like telling me to say, the Underkitty. So, for those that might know what that reference refers to. So, that is, to answer your question, what is new in Hollow's End. And again, very briefly mention, if you heard near the early part of this, Classic also has a very stripped down, if you will. That's one way I'm going to say it, of Hollow's End, but there is a Hollow's End in there, and it will help a little. Just be careful as you go around and fly around to the inns, if you've gotten some of your flight pass unlocked, that you may get a trick or a treat. So just be aware of that. And that brought back some memories from when my brother and I used to run Hollows back in the early days. A lot of what we used to do in the early days was we never usually had a full year's subscription. We could barely afford it. And usually he would have the main account, and I would just try a character off of his account. Very, very rarely, unless I knew he wasn't already in. Most of the time he was logged in, so I couldn't get in very often. So when I could finally afford my separate one, we really could only at the time turn on our account maybe during the holidays. So that was a big deal. We would turn it on for about a month or a couple months around the holidays so we could catch at least a couple of our 3 favorite months holiday that we'd like to do within World of Warcraft at that time. So, all right, well, with that said, we're going to wrap that up. I am once again Dr. Fox, and Kat's over there. She's cleaning, and we wish you a adieu and hopefully another wonderful week, and we will see you later.